Assalamualaikum. Okay, so today kita nak tengok one important technology in knowledge management, which is knowledge-based system. So in this topic, we will connect three things: artificial intelligence, knowledge, and also expert system. So the main idea is simple. Sepatutnya dalam satu organisation, knowledge is not useful if it only stays in someone's head. So knowledge becomes more valuable when it captured, share, and also apply. So dekat sini lah where knowledge-based system can help. Okay, so learning outcome. By the end of this topic, you should be able to explain how artificial intelligence support knowledge management. And you also should understand that knowledge is an important part of intelligent behavior. So in other words, a system cannot make a smart decision kalau dia tak guna ataupun kalau dia tak ada useful knowledge. So this topic also introduces the concept of expertise, knowledge-based system, expert system, history, advantages and also disadvantages of knowledge-based systems. Kita tengok definition dulu. So AI ni sebenarnya ada banyak definitions. But the basic idea is that AI tries to study how humans think and also solve problems. Then AI try to represent that thinking process using machines or computer systems. So contohnya, let's say a doctor diagnose a patient. So doctor uses experience kan, symptoms, test results and also reasoning. So AI tries to copy part of that decision making process into computer system. So that's why we call it artificial intelligence. Dia nak cuba think like a human. So artificial intelligence can be defined as computer techniques used to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. So contohnya, when human understand language, recognize images, or make decisions ataupun solve problems. So these are considered intelligent tasks. So kalau machine can perform these tasks, we may say that the machine shows some intelligence behavior. Okay. So contohnya Google Maps, it can suggest the fastest route based on traffic. So dia bukan just store data roads tu, it uses the data and reasoning to make a useful decision. So apa AI objektif ni? First, AI aims to make machines smarter. That's a primary goal. Maksudnya machines can do tasks that require reasoning, learning and also or decision making. And second, AI helps human understand what intelligence is by trying to build intelligent machine. Contohnya, researchers also study how human thinking works. And third, AI makes machines more useful. So in business, this is very important lah because AI can help organizations save time, reduce errors and also support better decisions. Now, how do we know whether something is intelligent? So one sign is the ability to learn from experience. So for example, a person who made a mistake before this, dia can learn from the experience and sepatutnya not repeating the same experience lah. Not repeating the same mistake. Another sign is the ability to understand unclear or contradictory messages. In real life, kita kan, information is not always complete ataupun perfect. So, intelligent behavior ni maksudnya being able to still make sense of the incomplete ataupun information yang tak perfect tadi. Also, intelligence include the ability to respond quickly to new situations and use reasoning to solve problems. So kalau kita tengok signs of intelligence ni dan kita nak take all these signs into a machine, it's not that easy kan. Other signs of intelligence include the ability to deal with confusing situations, think rationally ataupun apply knowledge to the environment. Contohnya, kalau tiba-tiba kereta tak boleh start. So, an experienced mechanic will not panic. So, mechanic ni dia dah boleh think step by step. Maybe the battery is dead, maybe the cable is loose, maybe started to other problems. So this this is this is intelligence, because the mechanic dia guna knowledge, experience and also reasoning to solve the problems. The Turing test is one way to think that to think about machine intelligence. The idea is, if a human is communicating with both a hidden human and a hidden computer, and a human cannot tell which one is the computer, then we can say that the computer may be considered intelligent. So the focus is not whether the machine truly thinks like a human, tapi the focus is whether the machine can behave intelligently enough during the communication. Dia buat kita tak terasa kita tengah bercakap dengan robot. So knowledge versus intelligence. Apa kaitan dua ni? Knowledge and intelligence are related, but they're not exactly the same. Knowledge means what we know. Intelligence means how well we can use that what we know tadi to solve problems. Okay, let's say student may memorize many facts. Okay, awak hafal je semua. But if the student cannot apply those facts in case study, so the knowledge is not being used intelligently. Okay, so dah samalah dalam AI system. Problem solving usually require two things: knowledge and inference. Knowledge is the content, inference is the reasoning yang kita guna untuk reach to a conclusion. Okay, so kita tengok history sikit. AI is closely related to the history of computer science. Early computer science research was connected to area macam cryptography, machine translation and also formal language theory. At the same time, game playing also early area of AI research. Contohnya checkers, chess, backgammon kan. Macam mana chess tu dia boleh lawan kita. Dia komputer tapi dia tahu move kita. It understand our move and it knows how to make the next move. So these early areas are important because they require machine to process information and also make decision. Game playing dia jadi easy for AI compared to natural language processing. Okay, okay, for example, modern AI system boleh lawan world champions dalam game like chess. Tapi understanding human language is much harder. Kenapa? Because language dia ada context, ada dia ada emotion, culture, slang and also hidden meaning. So 3-year-old child may understand simple language naturally, but for AI this is very difficult. So in AI, both inference and knowledge representation are very important. So these are the example of AI area. Awak boleh tengok lah. I will not go deeper into this. You can search one by one any topic. Contohnya image processing. Awak rasa macam interested in image processing or machine learning. So boleh Google tengok, read in details. Okay, we will not go in details about this. Ni bersama soft programming approaches and other areas in AI. Okay, this one dia tunjuk a solution space for diagnosing a car problem. So the problem is the car won't start. Okay, from there the system ataupun mechanic checks possible causes. So for example, kalau engine does not turn over, okay, so dia buat apa? Kita test battery dia, ataupun this one test battery, ataupun inspect cable, ataupun inspect key switch. So if the battery is dead, the solution is to replace the battery. Tapi kalau the battery is good, maybe the cable or starter needs to be checked. So this is like a decision tree. System move from one possible cause to another until it finds a solution. Okay, yang ni searching a portion of the solution space. Kita nak tengok how the system searches through the solution space. Okay, so instead of checking randomly, everything randomly, the system dia ada logical path dia. So for example, car won't start tadi kan. It may first check whether the engine turns over ke tak. So then check the battery, and then it check the starter motor. So this is similar to how an expert work. Expert, dia tak akan guess blindly. An expert uses experience to choose the most useful question ataupun test first. So dia tahu dekat mana. Biasanya jadi macam ni, apa dulu kena check. So it's the same for AI. Okay, knowledge-based systems are useful in knowledge management. Kenapa? Because it helps to capture, share and also apply the knowledge. So in many organizations, important knowledge is inside employees' head. Kan, I said this over and over again. So the problem is when the experienced staff retire, resign or move to another department. So knowledge-based system helps store that knowledge so other people can use it. Contohnya kalau senior technician knows how to repair a machine, the organisation is at risk. Okay, if only one senior technician knows how to repair the machine. But if that knowledge is captured in a system, junior staff yang baru masuk pun can learn and also apply the knowledge. Knowledge-based system ialah computerized system that use domain knowledge to solve problems within a specific area. So domain maksudnya specific field or area. Contohnya medical diagnosis is one domain. Car repair is another domain. Credit card approval is another domain. So knowledge-based systems are different from conventional software sebab they use highly specific domain knowledge. Okay, they also often use heuristic knowledge. Heuristic ni maksud dia practical knowledge ataupun rule of thumb, not always exact mathematical rules. Okay, so this slide give an example of early knowledge-based system. Contohnya dendral ataupun and also metadendral. Dendral was used to infer molecular structure from scientific data. So this shows that knowledge-based systems are not general system. Okay, dia bukan semua orang nak guna. Only specific people in that specific field nak guna the knowledge-based system. It usually built for a specific area, expert area. Okay, for student, senang, kalau awak senang nak faham macam ni. A knowledge-based system, dia works best when problem area is clear and also specific. Okay, contohnya a system for diagnosing car battery problem. Itu that is more realistic than a system that can diagnose every possible machine in the world. Contohnya. So, kalau kita tahu apa exactly masalah yang kita nak solve, so it's easy for us to solve the problem. So, kita kena kenal dulu the specific domain. So, this is separation of knowledge from how it is used. This is important concept. In knowledge-based systems, there's a difference between the knowledge itself and also the method used to apply the knowledge. So, knowledge can be represented as facts ataupun rules. Okay, contohnya, battery is dead. So, kita replace lah battery. Tapi, inference engine is the part that uses those rules to make decision. Okay, inference engine. Kita ada inference engine. Part yang guna rules untuk buat decision. Okay, contohnya, awak imagine ada buku resepi and also chef. So, resepi tu dia ada knowledge, buku resepi tu banyak knowledge dalam tu, and the chef applies the knowledge. So, dalam knowledge based system, knowledge base ni macam recipe book. Okay, recipe book is the knowledge based system, and inference engine ialah chef tu, orang yang buat kerja tu. Okay, so MYCIN. Ini ialah one of the famous early expert systems. It was developed at Stanford in early 1970s. So, sistem ni designed to diagnose blood disorders. Okay, so first dia diagnose and then recommend treatment. So, macam mana dia, how it works? it worked through a question and answer session with a physician. So dia tanya apa symptoms and then requested lab tests when needed and then recommend possible treatment. So macam tu dia buat. So this is the example of how expert knowledge tu daripada doktor lah can be captured into a system to support decision making. Okay, ini ialah list of examples from different domain. Kalau medicine, there were systems such as Casnet, Internist, PAF and Tiresias. Okay, nanti boleh cubalah Google tengok apa sistem tu buat. In geology, prospector help with mineral exploration. Kalau manufacturing, Excon help configure computer systems and cooker help maintain soup making equipment. So knowledge-based system can be used in many fields as long as the knowledge can be captured and represent clearly. Okay, kita tengok card example. Using the card example, there are different types of knowledge. Okay, first, there is a general simple knowledge. For example, mechanic tahu that they can test the battery, inspect cables, inspect the starter switch, or inspect the starter motor. Second, there is specific simple knowledge. For example, for this particular car, the battery test result may show that the battery is dead. Okay, so kalau general, semua mekanik tahu ini. Kalau specific simple knowledge, known only to the mechanic yang working on that specific car. Okay. Third, there is a complex expert knowledge. So, for example, expert mechanic knows which test should be done first to save time and also to avoid unnecessary work. So, itu lagi expert. Okay, let's consider the chess game. Chess example also shows different types of knowledge. So the first one, knowing the rules of chess is basic knowledge. Okay, for example, knowing each piece can move. So kita tahu setiap tu boleh bergerak. So that is basic knowledge. But knowing the best move to defeat an opponent, that is expert knowledge. Because this requires strategy, experience and also reasoning. Kita tak boleh nak senang-senang ataupun randomly gerak untuk kita beat the opponent, kan? So having knowledge is not enough. System tu kena tahu how to apply the knowledge effectively. Okay, kita tengok apa beza knowledge based system dengan expert system. So they related but not exactly the same. Kalau knowledge based system uses knowledge to solve problems. However, knowledge may not always be at expert level. Maybe knowledge dia yang biasa-biasa je. But for an expert system, it's a special type of knowledge-based system. Dia guna expert level knowledge and then apply that knowledge effectively. Macam human expert. So, all expert system are knowledge-based system. But not all knowledge-based systems are expert system. So, expert system ni sebenarnya dia dalam knowledge-based system. So, what kind of expertise are in expert system? Expert systems, yang ni ialah dia bagus untuk representing associational expertise. Okay, maksudnya knowledge yang connect conditions with possible conclusions. Okay, contohnya, kalau patient has certain symptoms and test results, so system tu akan suggest a possible disease. However, kalau expert system ni not very good at representing motor skill. Kalau motor skill ni macam dia lebih kepada physical skills. Contohnya playing badminton, performing surgery ataupun drive ataupun macam mana nak drive smoothly in difficult traffic. Okay, so this skill involve tacit knowledge which is susahlah kita nak explain fully in words ataupun rules. Sebab tu tak banyak lagi mesin yang boleh. So contohnya ada kereta yang boleh drive sendiri ke, kan? Kalau ada, very limited, kan? dia punya function tu limited. So knowledge based systems, advantage dia ada banyak advantage. So boleh bacalah advantage-nya. Allow expertise to be distributed widely. Contohnya, if there are only a few expert dalam kita punya organisation, their knowledge can still be shared through the system, kan? They can also provide consistent answers. Tak macam human, kadang-kadang bila kita dah banyak kali explain benda sama, the human will get tired or forget the rules. Tapi kalau sistem taklah, dia akan always follow the rules. So another advantage is 24/7 accessibility. User can access the system anytime. Tak perlu nak tanya expert. Expert ni dia akan ada masa dia busy, masa dia tidur, kan. Knowledge based systems also preserve expertise, especially when experienced employees leave the organisation. So all of those advantages tadi can lead to better organizational performance. So they can improve decision making sebab users receive structured guidance, and they can improve product and customer service because problems can be solved faster and more consistently. And they may also provide sustainable strategy advantage. Contohnya, if a company has a strong knowledge system, dia boleh train staff faster and reduce dependency on only a few experts. Okay, so macam biasalah, even though knowledge-based systems are useful, it has its own advantages, they also have limitations. So first, the answer may not always be correct. Macam awak guna AI, ChatGPT ke, Gemini ke, kan? So it's not always correct. You have to check. So if the knowledge base is incomplete ataupun outdated, system pun akan bagi wrong advice. So second, the system may not know its own limits. It may give an answer even when the problem is outside of its expertise. Jawab je. Tanya soalan tak berkaitan, tapi dia akan keep on answering walaupun dia tak tahu pun jawapan sebenar. Okay, third, knowledge-based systems often lack common sense. So humans, dia boleh guna context and real world understanding, but system dia follow rules yang kita store saja. Also, when the number of rules become too large, system dia boleh jadi pening, and also it becomes difficult to maintain. Okay, here kita nak tengok other types of reasoning besides rule-based reasoning. Biasanya kita guna rule-based, kan? So this one, model-based reasoning, constraint-based reasoning, diagram, reasoning fuzzy logic, and also evolutionary algorithms. So rule-based reasoning ni dia macam if then rules. Kalau macam ni, buat macam ni. Tapi not all problems can be solved using simple rules, kan? So for example, fuzzy logic ni kita it's useful bila the answer is not just yes or no, tapi exists on scale. Contohnya low, medium ataupun high risk. So inilah type reasoning. Boleh Google juga if you are interested in this. One by one, boleh tengok one by one. So for an expert system to succeed, ada a few factors lah. So first, there must be support from management. So kalau tak ada management support, it is difficult to get resources, expert time ataupun user commitment ni. Second, users must be involved and trained. Kalau users do not trust or understand the system, dia tak akan gunalah sistem tu. And then third, the problem must be narrow enough. Expert system, dia work better when the scope is specific, bukan scope yang terlalu general. So for example, diagnose common printer problems. So itu lagi bagus daripada solve IT problems in the organisation. So apa IT problem tu? Terlalu general. So sistem kita, rupanya kita nak diagnose common printer problems. So itu sebenarnya lebih spesifik dia. So for the expert systems to be successful, application should have strategic impact. So maksudnya systems should solve important business problem, not just created for fun. Application pun kena very well defined and structured. So kalau problem too vague, dia jadi difficult to capture knowledge and build useful rules. Okay, macam tadi lah. Contohnya nak solve IT problem. Kita tak nampak apa the specific ataupun the real problem. Okay, so to conclude, you should understand the concept of expertise in relation to knowledge, apa kaitan. You also should be able to explain difference between conventional software, knowledge-based software and also expert system. Dan yang paling penting, you also should understand how knowledge-based system support knowledge management. So, they help organization capture expert knowledge and then preserve, share and also apply to solve problem. Okay, so remember, knowledge management is not only about storing the documents, it's also about capturing expert knowledge and make it usable for decision making. So that's all for this chapter. See you in the next chapter. Bye bye.